Hi guys, it's Meri and this is the She Thrifts. And today I am getting ready for a flea market. I'm going to be taking things down off of eBay and Etsy that just aren't selling and sending them over to a flea market. One of the things is this lamp in the background, which this is probably the only shot we're going it's I paid $30 for it. It's a authentic vintage. It's not a reproduction. And it's worth probably about 100 and I'm asking 85 and I'm just not getting any offers. So I'm probably going to take that over there and mark that down a bit. But everything that I am switching over is on the table in front of me. So let me see if I can move my camera. I hope I can switch my camera around. I just thought of, yeah, I can. Okay, good. I was like, I just thought of that. So, hi, Sherry. So, this is my dining room table, and this is all of the stuff that some of it have had on sale at different periods of time. Some of it is still listed, and I'm just not getting any bites on it. And then this is all Murano glass that's gifted, and some of this is also listed but has had no interest. And most of it is not listed though. So, but we're going to get to that. First of all, a couple of disclaimers. First of all, I am live and I do have a dog. And we also have feral cats and she growl at them through the window. So I'm hoping that with the blinds closed, she'll be quiet, but just a little warning there that my dog erupts at various times with a warning. Also, I am holding my camera for the first time. Usually, I mean my cell phone. Usually, I'm on my laptop, so it might be a little shaky because I'm kind of a shaky person, but that shouldn't be too big of a deal. Anyway, so there's my disclaimers. That's what you're getting is possible dog eruption and shaky camera, and that's just the way it works around here. I want you to meet our gorilla. That is, yeah, welcome to my life. We have a gorilla at my dining room table. um, he's I bought him to resell, but he's kind of become part of the family. So there he sits at the head of the table while we eat our dinner around him. I'll get him listed. So let me get started. Hi, Michelle. Let me get started here. Okay, so these plates, most of this stuff I've gotten at estate sales, yard sales. Some of it was gifted to me. Some of it was my stuff, I think. I don't know. Actually, I'm really sure. No, I don't think any of it was mine. Um, but these plates I got at an estate sale. I got through the site Everything But the House, and these also. And so I got them for $1, and it was the whole lot of things for $1. It was these two plates, a bunch of other things I got for $1. So I spent pennies on these things. I looked them up. They are they're Italian made. I can't pronounce it, but they're hand painted Italian, really beautiful pieces. And hi, Debbie. And they just didn't get any interest. I don't know why. I mean, I look at these things, it's not my style, but I think they're beautiful. And I think they would be so nice in like an Italian kitchen. So we have this big pasta bowl and this super big platter. And I've had them listed at all different varieties of prices, but they go for generally around $50 a piece. And I'm just done. I'm just done. I've been trying to sell them for a couple of years, so I'm done. And they are going to the flea market, which should be the other disclaimer. Everything here is for sale. So if you see something that you just cannot live without, say something and it's yours. We'll come up with a price and it's yours. So these are super big. They're definitely serving dishes, which maybe, I don't know, maybe it's the weight that's scaring people off, but they just aren't getting any. And this is the same. It's not getting any attention. It's this great 3-piece. You see this says martini, and then we have a lemon drop serving bowl and a cosmopolitan serving platter, and they are by certified international by Jennifer Brindley. And I can't pay people to take those either. I also paid $1 for these in a lot from Everything But the House. So that's gonna go, and I'll probably just mark them real low, like $5 a piece. Just take them, I don't care. What's the deer? Oh, the deer back here. This deer? Or do you mean this little, this is just a little plastic deer. So that's just gonna go like a, I'm gonna have like a little box of cheap stuff. And then these are these little serving, these little like butter and cheese knives that I got in an estate sale for, pennies on the dollar. There's actually two sets. Some of them are wooden handled and some of them have like a strawberry and a pig. So I'm going to just tie those together and put them out. And sorry, my finger keeps getting in the way. So let's see some of the other things. Well, these I'm going to look up because my good friend Sherry, hello Sherry, informed me that they might actually be worth more than I thought they were worth. They're definitely mid-century glass, and I think it's imperial. It's probably going to be hard to see the mark on the bottom, but I'm pretty sure that's an eye. So I'm going to have to look those up before they go off. Most of this stuff has not been listed, but it's just big and we're getting out of selling the big stuff. So, and then there's, so that's what, let me finish my thought. So that's what like these are, I have them listed, freshly listed, but like nobody's, I'm not getting any interest in them. They're these, whiskey decanters, this one and this horse back here. And then I also have this one, but it's missing its cork. And I got them for $1 each at a yard sale, but they sell for about $10 and nobody's getting any interest, so I'm just ready to get rid of them. Another thing that I tend to do is that I'm trying to teach myself not to do is buy things because they're pretty. Oh, they're pretty. Oh, that's cool. So that's what these are. They're Bailey, what is it? Bailey like liquor or whatever it is. The stuff I don't drink. And they're little cups to say yours and mine. And they're really cute. And so I bought this one set and I listed it and it didn't have any interest of what I do. Bought a second set, of course. So those are going. And then milk glass. Milk glass is one of those things that's just starting to drop down in interest. So it has to be like really spectacular milk glass. And I have a lot of little milk glass pieces here, and there's some more back here, and there's some more back there. So, oh, and there's even more here. It's just milk glass all over the place. So those are all going because there's just not a market for them. This is another thing that I bought because it's pretty. It's this crystal swan bowl, and again, I've had no interest online, so I'm just gonna take it out there and see what I can get for it. I mean, I think I have it listed for around $20 online, so I'll probably ask maybe 10 and then let somebody talk me down a little bit. But I didn't say that if you're coming to the flea market. We're going to be at the St. Augustine Flea Market hopefully this weekend. We'll see if I can get all this priced and ready to go by then. And if not, it'll be next weekend. So if you're in the area, I will announce it probably on my personal page. So if you're not friended to me, just follow me because I'll announce it publicly. And then you guys can come out and see us out there if you want. So I have various mugs. Some of them were, I thought, good buys, like this Disney Mickey Mouse mug and this Betty Boop heart-shaped mug. And no, I've had a couple people ask about this mug. It's a Universal Studios 2014, and it sells online for about $25. And I've tried, and people have asked, "Is this still available?" But then I get nothing after that. So, and then these other mugs, I don't even know why I bought them. I just don't know. I don't know. They were just a poor decision on my part, so they'll go for 25 cents. So we also have like these bottles right here. That's online for like $10. And these are liquor bottle lamps that actually we made. So I'll probably end up having to get lampshades if I really want to sell them. But this is just a vase that we found at Goodwill, whatever. And it's, again, just a bad seller. And then we have these. These are really interesting, actually. They were given to me. to sell. They were donated to the Make Sure Meri Has Food on the Table charity. And they are California pottery. So they're mid-century aged. They're not mid-century modern, but they're mid-century aged. They're wall pockets. So you hang them on the wall like this and you put flowers in there or whatever. And no interest on eBay. So I think I've had them up for about $35. So I'm going to see if I can just move them out at the flea market. And the same with all this. This is Hull pottery. No, this is McCoy pottery here, and this is McCoy pottery. Yeah, right here. So I've already got this one marked actually at $15. I don't know if I'm gonna keep it at that much or not, but and this was another just a, I don't know, poor decision at Goodwill. And these were poor decisions at Goodwill. So I'll go pretty cheap. And back here, this is, I think, Hull pottery back here. So, and that's Hull pottery also. And they were also given to me. So that's all, everything that was given to me is like pure profit, you know? And then we have, you know, a couple of little knickknacks that just, I think they were in the box of stuff that was given to me. So, and this is not everything, but this is most of it. And while we're on the subject of being given things, I have a little announcement for those of you that want to give things to your reselling friends and family members. Please don't give them things like this. I love the person that gave it to me to resell it, and I admire her heart for wanting to help. But the 80s, the 80s country yarn stuff isn't really in that much, and it just becomes more of a burden and less of an assistance. So if you're offering things to your reselling friends, please make sure that they're, I mean, be honest with them and ask them. Hopefully they'll be honest with you and answer. But all right, let's move on from my public service announcement. So that brings us to all this Murano glass. So let me move these so you can see this glass in here. So this is all Murano glass, not the little eggs, but the bowl it's sitting in, and all these other pieces are Murano glass. Oh, public service announcement also is that we are borrowing a house and don't have closet space. So yes, all of our tools are right back there on the floor, right next to the piano. So it is what it is. Grateful for the roof over my head and all that, but I miss closet space. So this is all of the Murano glass. Now, Murano glass is widely faked. So when you're looking at Murano glass, first of all, you have to understand that Murano is not a company. Murano is an island, is a Venetian island in Italy, where it that's obviously famous for its art glass, and they have master art glass crafters there. And the glass pieces that come out of Murano are spectacular. And it's widely misunderstood, mislabeled, and faked. Now, sadly, none of these have the sticker on the bottom anymore because they're so old that the sticker is just has been either peeled off or worn off. I think this is the only piece that still has a sticker on the bottom and you can't even read it. I mean, it's just so, it's so worn down. You can barely make out Murano. So the way that you tell if it's Murano glass, now I'm still learning, but this is what I've learned so far. First of all, some of the shapes are very iconic, like these shapes here are very iconic of vintage Murano glass. That they just aren't made like this in other places. This swirl design is another way of looking, of knowing it's Murano, as well as you can see the flecks of gold in the paint. They used little flecks of gold and silver in a lot of their work. I mean, you can see it in a lot of these pieces. And the other way you can tell is what's called the pontil, which is that flat little circle on the bottom. That's where the glass is cut off when they're blowing the glass. And the crafters in Murano make that a very smooth round shape. It's never rough, it's never rugged. And let's see, then another thing you want to look for is the coloring. And the coloring will be very, very clean. You know, there won't be any bleeding, there won't be any poor coloring in there. It's going to be really clean lines. Even the swirled glass is just really clean, sharp lines. There's no bleeding. There are no major air bubbles. Every once in a while, you come across a piece that might have a little air bubble or a couple air bubbles, or some of them have intentional air bubbles. And that's really different, like this piece here has intentional air bubbles, which is different from finding an air bubble, you know, an air bubble in a piece. Murano just does not have air bubbles. I'll take my little cheat sheet out of that one. So those are all ways to tell if it's actually Murano glass. And now some of them you can tell by who the designer was, by either the style of the bowl. This is a console bowl, or the design inside. This is called Starry Night, and it's by, I hope I pronounced the name right, Fratelli Toso, who is the artist that made this one, and also, oh, let me stretch, this one back here. They're both Starry Night designs by the same artist. Now, the way that we know the artist is simply by the design and the bowl, and by asking people who know more than I do. Some designers, some artists signed their names along the rim here, and it would be actually embedded inside the glass. It wouldn't be on the exterior of the glass. It would be embedded inside. Now, these are not signed. Actually, I don't think I have a single piece that is signed. I've been looking, but it's very hard to see, so you have to really be looking for it. And that's another way to tell whether you have Murano and which artist you have. Now, they also made little animals and birds and things like that. And this is also a Murano. You can tell by the gold flecks inside. You can tell by the nice smooth pontal. And just the overall design, it's very clean, it's very crisp, it's very well made. It's not cheap. It's not a cheap imitation. This is craftsmanship. So that is the only way really that I know how to tell when something is a Murano, is those ways. This one here, this is a great Murano piece. And this one actually has a sticker on it. I'm trying to do this with one hand here. It was bought by the woman who previously owned it for $65. And what does this one say here? I can't read it. I can't read it. Am I $275? Hand blown Murano, $275 is what that says. So that may have been the original price on it. Now, pricing for Murano glass is tricky, and at least it is to me, because I have this one listed for, I think, $225. I have this one listed for $45. I'm going off the top of my head, so my numbers might be a little off, but that's basically it. I think I have this one listed for $35. But Murano glass used to be like something that everybody wanted to collect. It was all the rage. People were excited about it, and now it's kind of going on that down slope, but there are still some serious Murano collectors. So I still have hopes that I can make some decent money off of this, because this is funding truck repairs and RV life, which I have another video coming out about what's going on with our plans to be in an RV, to be our RVing nomads. But anyway, that's going to take a couple of days for me to pull together. So that's pretty much it. You know, really the basis behind me pulling this stuff down off of the internet, off of eBay, and selling it at a flea market is mostly because I'm tired of shipping big things. It's never really scared me. I've never really shied away from it, but it's getting harder and harder for me as my back gets worse and worse and worse to package things. I mean, this is a heavy, heavy plate. And I also think that with these super heavy things, especially, the shipping costs really turn people off because you have a plate and it's going to cost you $15 to ship to you. So nobody wants to spend $50, $60 on a plate and then spend $15 to get it shipped to them. They want to spend $20 on the plate and spend 15 to get it shipped to them. So I think I'll do better. I think I'll be able to just sell this stuff through and get it out. And that way I make room and room in my house and room in my head for things I like to focus on better, which is figurines, smaller glass pieces, vintage items, of course, jewelry, old photographs, things like that. So this is the start of what I'm preparing. And Sherry, I do have other deer, but I'm listing them on Etsy. I'm not going to sell them at the flea market. So, and the only thing I didn't touch on were these little eggs. And I'm probably going to put them just like they are in this Murano bowl because this Murano bowl has a big crack on the bottom. And I know, but you were asking about it. So I have other ones that I'm eager to show you. You don't have to buy them, silly girl. But I'll probably just set these out at the flea market like this and say like $1 a piece or $2 a piece or something like that. This bowl has a huge crack on the bottom, so I'm not even sure if I can sell it, but I definitely don't want to ship it because I'm afraid it'll break the rest of the way. So yeah, Michelle, it's a great flea market. And the weather here has been really nice. We really should have done it last weekend. It was nice and it was warm but cool at the same time, and we could have had an outdoor booth and just been so comfortable. So I'm hoping that the weather agrees with us again this weekend and gives us a nice, comfortable place to sell all this stuff at. I mean, some of it's really nice stuff. It's just, yeah, it's just not worth my attention for online sales. So that's it, guys. I know I have more and I'll probably be posting more. But oh, well, I do have things. I have this little basket over here too. These are all things that are already listed and they're already labeled. Like you probably can't see it. It's that little Delft boot that I've had listed forever and ever. And even though they're smaller, it's just at the point where I don't want to sell them anymore. Oh, this is the Black Americana salt and pepper shakers. Black Americana is taking a dive in interest also. So I will be shying away from that. Excuse my finger again. I'll be shying away from that from now on. I thought those were super cute, but I'm just not going to be selling them anymore. So that's it, guys. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up and click subscribe if you're not subscribed already. And I will keep you guys updated on flea markets and whether this stuff sells and whether I'm bringing it home with me again or putting it back up on eBay or sending it off to donation. So I hope you guys come back next time and I will see you again. Bye-bye.